Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to Learn English with Salah channel. In today's lesson, we will be looking at the past perfect continuous tense. Let's begin. The past perfect continuous tense is similar to the past perfect, except that the past action is progressive or continuous. Let's have an example. We are talking about a past action. Let's imagine this. This is the past. And this is now. We're talking about an action started in the past and continued in the past, okay? And stopped here, okay? So this is past perfect continuous here. Of course, we're talking about an action or two actions. We might have one action continuing in the past, then we have another action happen in the past and finished in the past, okay? Let's have the first example. A friend of mine had been working in this company for over 15 years before he got fired. So this is past perfect continuous tense. Had been working, okay? Had been working as a continuous action. And then we have a past action also, because we said that we might have two actions in the past. The first one is continuous and the second one is simple past. So this is the continuous action. Had been working. Then we have got. He got fired. Okay, this is the past action. So the rule is had been plus verb ing. I had been teaching English for 7 years before I opened my own center. Okay, this is the continuous action, the past perfect continuous. This is the past perfect continuous. Always we have had been. There's no change in this. We always have this composition. Okay? And this is the action, the continuous, the progressive action. And then if we have another action happening in the past, we put it in the simple past. Okay? I had been working or I had been teaching English for 7 years before I opened my own center. Guys, let's look at this chart. So I had been verb ing, whatever the verb is. You have been verb ing. She had been verb ing. He, it, of course, the same. And for the plural, we say he had been. So this form stays the same. We had been, we change only the verb, whatever the action is. Let's imagine go, we say going. I had been going. For example, let's say write becomes writing. Okay? But we cannot use verb be here. I had been is wrong. We cannot use it. So we cannot say I had been. Okay? This is a big mistake. Don't use it. So let's move to another example. We say he had been living here for 2 years before he moved to another flat. Let's draw like this. So he had been living here. He had been living here. Okay? And at this stage, in the past, of course, he moved. So he moved here. So here we have had been living for 2 years. This is 2 years. Then he moved at this time. Okay? So two actions in the past. The first one is past perfect continuous, and the second one in the past, it's simple past. We can use here he had, and we say he had lived. He had lived here for 2 years before he moved to another flat, and it's correct also. One good thing for the past perfect continuous tense is that you don't need to remember the past participle of the verbs, especially irregular ones. Okay, for the regular ones, you only add ed, but for irregular ones, it's very difficult for you to take all of them. So this is why past perfect continuous tense is easier to be done. Okay, you only need ing. We take another example and we say, before the stewardess came, the passenger had been calling her for several times. Okay? Let's say, the passenger was calling her for like 15 minutes. Okay, many times. He had been calling her and she came here. Okay? So, he had been calling her before she came. For the negative form, we say had not, or we can contract it into saying hadn't. Let's take the example. I went to the doctor because I hadn't been feeling well. I went to the doctor because I hadn't been feeling well. So let's imagine this. I hadn't been feeling well for like 15 days. And here I went to the doctor at this stage. Okay? And now I am fine. Okay? I hadn't been feeling well and then I went to the doctor. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope that everything was fine with you. Let's move to the quote. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. Who never give up. Goodbye guys.